Good morning, students. Our next topic from the chapter matter is density. So we know that each substance has its mass and it occupies space, right? So whenever I say occupy space, that means each substance is having the volume, right? So generally we say that the more the mass, more it will occupy the space. Or we can say a substance which is having more mass, it will occupy more space. But some cases are there that has been experimentally proved. First case is that equal masses of different substance can have different volume. That means if two substances you have taken of the same mass, they can occupy different space. For example, 1 kg of common salt has been taken and 1 kg of weight, right? So if you are saying, I am saying 1 kg, the weight of this is 1 kg and weight is also having the mass of 1 kg. That means the masses are same, right? But if I consider the space, how much space is being occupied, 1 kg of weight and the salt. So obviously we know that the salt will occupy more space, right? And why? Reason is that because the particles of weight are very closely packed. So you can say the density of weight is higher than that of common salt, right? So we can say equal masses of different substance have different volume. Second case is that equal volumes of different substance have different masses, right? So what here, if two things I am taking that are having equal volumes, that means they are covering same space, they are occupying same space, but they can have different masses. So if I compare, if I taken a cubes of iron, glass, aluminium and wood, I have taken 4 types and all are cubes, right? If they are cubes of the same dimension, that means their volume will be same, right? But is the weight of the cube of iron and the weight of cube of aluminium is same? No. Iron is more heavier than aluminium, right? So over here if I compare the masses, iron is more heavier than aluminium, right? It is more heavier than aluminium is more heavier than glass and glass is more heavier than wood, right? So we can say that all the things, iron, aluminium, glass and wood, all the things are occupying same space. That means they are having the same volume, but their masses can be different. This is the case of solid. Similarly, if I take the case of liquid, if I take the same volume in a glass of water and same volume I am taking kerosene. Now, if I weigh them, then what I will get? I will get that the water is more heavier than the kerosene. So, weight of water is heavier than kerosene. So, I can say that water is more denser than kerosene, right? This is the cases. Now, what is density actually? Density is what? Density is mass per unit volume, right? This is mass per unit volume. So mass of substance you can say and the volume of substance, right? You can define that density is the ratio of mass is to volume. So what I can write, that density is equal to m upon v. This is the formula to calculate the density. If you are having the mass, if you are having the volume, you can calculate the density. Next is the formula. So what I said, that density is equal to mass upon volume, right? That means density will be high if mass is high. If I am increasing the mass, density will increase. Similarly, density will increase if the volume is being decreased. So you can say density is directly proportional to mass and density is inversely proportional to the volume. If I increase the volume, density will decrease. If I decrease the volume, density will increase. But with the mass, if I am increasing the mass, density will increase. If I am decreasing the mass, density will decrease, right? So next is unit. I said density is mass upon volume. And what is the unit of mass? It is kilogram. And what is the unit of volume? It is meter cube. So SI unit of density is what? It is kilogram per meter cube. This is SI. Next is CGS unit. CGS stands for centimeter gram second. So CGS unit of density is what? Gram per centimeter cube, right? So what is the relation between SI unit and CGS unit of density? See, SI unit of density is what? Kg per meter cube, and CGS is gram per centimeter cube. What is the relation between them? That means how I can convert the SI unit to CGS or vice versa. So I will start with SI unit. SI unit is what? 1 kilogram per meter cube. That means I can write this one 1 kilogram upon 1 meter cube, or either I can write 1 kilogram upon 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, right? So now kg is the SI unit. Can I convert it into the gram? So 1 kg is how much? It is 1000 gram, and 1 meter is equal to how much? 100 centimeter. So put the values, that kg per meter cube. Instead of 1 kg, I will write 1000 gram divided by 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter. So cut the zeros. So what I am getting? I am getting 1 upon 1000 centimeter cube, right? So can I write this one? 1000 kilogram per meter cube is equal to 1 gram centimeter cube. This is the relation between CGS and SI unit. Either you can say that 1 kg per meter cube is equal to 1 upon 1000 gram per centimeter cube, or either you can write 1000 kilogram per meter cube is equal to 1 gram per centimeter cube, right? So what I will say that 1 gram per centimeter cube is equal to how much? 1000 kilogram per meter cube. This is the relation between CGS and SI unit, and that is used to convert one form of unit to the another form. Next is measuring density of regular object. How will you calculate the density of regular object? See, density is what? It is mass upon volume, right? So for the mass, what you will do for the regular object, you can calculate mass using beam balance, right? If you put the object on the beam balance, you can have the mass. Now if you are having the mass, the volume can be calculated by the formula. Volume is calculated by formula, because regular objects are what? These are having a definite shape, right? So if they are having a definite shape, for example cube, the volume will be what? Side into side into side. If it is a cuboid, it will be length into breadth into height. So to calculate the density of regular object, first you need to calculate the mass, and mass can be calculated by using the beam balance. Next, volume. Volume is to be calculated by the formula. Just put the values in the formula, you will get the density. Next comes the measuring density of irregular object. Density is what again? Mass upon volume. Now either the object is regular or irregular, then mass can be calculated using beam balance. If you put the object in beam balance, you will get the mass. Now the question arises, how will you calculate the volume for the irregular object? Because they don't have the definite shape, right? So you cannot use the formula. In that case, in our last video I have told you the displacement method, right? How in a measuring cylinder, fill the liquid up to a particular level, right? Now for which you are calculating the density, then hang over air, and hence what will happen? The level will rise if I hang, the level of the water will rise up to a particular level, right? For example, this is 40 and this is 70. So volume will be how much? 70 minus 40, it will be 30 if it is in ml. So 30 ml, right? So just by using the displacement method of the water, right, you can calculate the volume. So volume in case of regular is being calculated by the displacement method. So in this way, either you are having the regular object or either you are having irregular object, you can calculate the density. So what you need for the density? Mass and the volume. Mass directly by the beam balance you can have, and for the volume either you use formula or either you use displacement method. With that you will get to know the density. I am taking some examples depending upon that. The example question is 30 centimeter cube of iron weighs 234 gram, then find the density in kilogram per meter cube. So first what you need to calculate the density. Density is what? Mass upon volume. So mass is given how much? 234 gram, and volume is how much? It is given 30 centimeter cube, right? So if you solve that, what you will get? You will get density is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. This is the density you have calculated. The value is in gram per centimeter cube. And what you need to do, you need to convert it into the kilogram per meter cube. So what is the relation? 1 gram per centimeter cube is equal to 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So 7.8 gram per centimeter cube will be how much? 7.8 into 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So it will become how much? 7800 kilogram per meter cube. That will be your answer, right? So in this way you can convert the CGS unit into the SI unit just by having the relation, and density is directly calculated by the formula, that is mass upon volume, right? So next topic is your distance. Distance, suppose an object starts from A, then move to B position, then move to C position, then D, and then E position is having. That is the random path an object is having. And A to B, if it is 3 km, B to C, if it is 2 km, if it is 2 km, and this is 5 km, right? The distance will be what? Distance will be AB plus BC plus CD plus DE, right? So it is what? 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. So it will become 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 5 12 kilometer, right? This is what? The distance is what? It is actual path traveled by object, right? So distance is what? It is the actual length, right? Actual length of the path covered by a moving object irrespective of its direction. I am not taking that either it is moving in north direction, either it is in south, either it is in east or west. I am not taking the direction. Distance is completely independent of the direction, right? It is a scalar quantity, only the magnitude is there, right? So distance is what? It is the actual length of the path covered, right? So 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5, right? So either if the object is starting from here, going to this and then coming back. So distance will be this distance plus this one. The total will be this. Even what I am saying, if the object is starting from here, then moving 5 km and then coming back to this position, then 5 plus 5. The total distance will become 10 km, because what he has done 5 km, this side he has gone, then 5 km he has come back. So total will be the 10 km distance. And SI unit of distance is what? Meter. The distance is what? The length. And the SI unit of length is meter. Our next topic is speed. Speed is what? It is distance traveled by object divided by time. You can say distance upon time. right? See, when we observe the motion of some object, we can see some objects move faster, some objects move slower, right? Some objects cover larger distance in a small duration of time, but some objects take more time to cover a small distance also. So what happens? It is due to the speed of the object. If the speed is faster, so it will cover more distance in same duration time, but if the speed is slower, it will cover less distance, right? So speed directly depends upon the distance traveled by object to the time taken. So SI unit of distance is what? Meter. SI unit of time is what? Second. So SI unit of speed is what? Meter per second, right? This is the SI unit. So the speed of fast moving objects like car, aeroplanes, scooters is expressed in kilometer per hour. It's not the SI unit. SI unit will be this, but this is the unit for the object which are moving at the higher speed, right? Now, if it comes to convert meter per second to kilometer per hour or kilometer per hour to meter second, how will you convert? See, 1 kilometer upon 1 hour. This is this. Now, 1 kilometer is equal to how much? It is 1000 meter, and 1 hour is equal to how much second? It is 3600 second, right? So what I will do? Both the 0 are cancelled. So it will become 2 5s are and 2 18s are, right? So 1 kilometer per hour will be equal to 5 upon 18 meter per second, right? Now, if I want to convert 54 kilometer per hour into meter per second, so it will become 5 upon 18 into 54. So it will become 15 meter per second. Just you need to learn the relation. If you can't learn, just drive it. What I have done, 1 kilometer per hour. So 1 kilometer upon 1 hour. So 1 kilometer is equal to how much? It is 1000 meter. 1 hour is equal to how much? 3600 second. See, meter per second. The unit has come to the SI unit. So if I solve this, I will get 5 upon 18. So 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 upon 18 meter per second. So in this way, you will convert the kilometer per hour into meter per second, or either you can write 1 meter per second is equal to 18 upon 5 kilometer per hour. Either this relation you can have. One question I am solving based upon that. For example, question is that a truck is moving with a speed of 90 km per hour, then calculate the distance covered in 5 hours. We know that speed is equal to what? It is distance upon time, right? Now the speed is given, it is 90. Distance I need to calculate, and time is given how much? 5 hours, right? Why I am taking 5 hours? Because it was in kilometer per hour. So the similar unit. So distance is what? It is 90 into 5. So it will become how much? 450 kilometer. So in this way you will solve the question. Either the distance is given and time is given, you need to calculate the speed. Either the speed is given, distance is given, you need to calculate time. Or either the speed is given, time is given, and you need to calculate the distance. Out of all the three, 2 terms will be given and you need to calculate the third one, right? So in this way you will solve the question. That is the end of your chapter.